Hello, everyone. Welcome to the United Stand. It's me, Tanbridge, aka Faz, back again with another show. This time with a lot more positive news. We have finally signed a player. Manchester United, the great Manchester United, behind me, by the way, Old Trafford is behind me, if you can see, have signed a player. Ten Hag's priority signing, Mason Mount, has joined Manchester United. We have the here we go. We have the exclusive from Ornstein. All the reporters, the top journalists have confirmed it. Yes, he is coming to Old Trafford. Big up to Tim, who's become a latest member of the United Stand as well. Welcome to the members only community. And big up to Isaac as well, who has become a member as well. So, yes, Mason Mount is here. He's arrived. I'm going to talk a lot about, how he will fit into the squad, what you can expect of him. What does it mean for players around him? What does it mean for players who play the number 10, the current number 8, the number 6? What does it mean going forward? Because we have spent quite a bit of money on Mason Mount, 55 million plus 5 million add-on. Overall, a 60 million pound transfer that's been done. Next is Andre Onana. One down, another one to go, and maybe a third as well. I think 3 signings is what I'm going for this transfer window. I don't think we're in a position to make more than 3 signings this transfer window, just considering the budget as well. Make sure you get your super chats in, you get your questions in, you get your thoughts in, anything you want me to read out, get them in nice and early, and I will read them. But let's start off straight off the back. Am I overwhelmed with joy because of Mason Mount signing? I'll be very upfront and honest. No. He's a good player. He can become a great player. But has he shown us? Do we know he can be the world-class level? Not yet. He has things to prove in Manchester United. I am backing Eric Ten Hag's decision. I hope Mason works out well in Manchester United. I hope he hits the ground running and there's none of this, we overpaid and we should have gone for somewhere else. There's a couple of concerns I do want to raise. I'll be honest. We are strengthening Chelsea in terms of funds wise. They can go and spend that money and spend it wisely. If they were wise enough, they could go and actually make that Moises Caicedo deal happen. They already have Enzo Fernandez. I like to call him Enzo Ferrari Fernandez. They've got Nkunku as well. They're going to go and sign some more players. On top of that, they're looking to get Moises Caicedo. If I asked you right now, would you take Moises Caicedo or would you take Mason Mount? What would you pick? Of course, Moises Caicedo is more expensive because he's a better player right now. But I hope, and this is me being straight up and honest with you guys, I hope Mason Mount ends up becoming a fantastic signing for Manchester United. I hope he works out beyond well and he goes past the money that we've paid. He is young. He's 24 years old. He does have winning DNA in him because he's won major trophies before. It's not like he hasn't. Big managers in the Premier League and outside of the Premier League have wanted him. It's not like he's not a desired player. There's good things going for him. He's got an abundance of energy. He can run all day long. I wonder what his mentality is like coming into Manchester United. We want to go from 3rd to 2nd. We want to now do well in the Champions League. Hopefully win another Carabao Cup. Hopefully go into another FA Cup final. We want to set levels. That's what I'm looking at. Have we signed a player that could take us to the next level? Yet to be proven. Lisandro Martinez proved it to us. What a great signing he turned out to be. Anthony has proved it to us. What a good signing he turned out to be. He's still got a little bit more to go. Of course, his valuation is over his head, but still, Malacia, fantastic signing. Casemiro, fantastic signing. So Mason Mount will have to be a fantastic signing as well. For the money that we're paying for him, after the season he's had, I hope he works out. Like I say, he's got loads of positives. But we'll just have to wait and see. Let me get some of the chats out the way as well. Big up to Tom, who's become the latest member of United Stand. Thank you very much, Tom, and welcome to the members-only community. Big up to Blanco for the contribution as well. Thank you very much. I don't know if you had a chat, but thank you for the contribution. Sam says could well have been 85 million. So take it. It couldn't have been 85 million. Sam, I humbly and honestly disagree. It couldn't have been 85 million because who's gonna pay 85 million for Mason Mount? Be honest. Who is? Darren, thank you very much for your super chat. Darren says, can you see us getting a number 6? Someone to cover for Casemiro. This is something I want to quickly touch on, Darren, because of your contribution. It's a very good and valid point. You know, we do need the next generation number 6. We do. You have a ball-playing goalkeeper that's going to come in, hopefully, with Andre Onana, who's going to be fantastic with his feet. But we need a number 6 to carry the ball a bit further up the field and pass it to the Mason Mount and pass it to the Bruno Fernandes, lay it off to Anthony and etc. Someone who can turn on the ball. Casemiro's fantastic. He is absolutely world class. But is he that player to carry the ball from the keeper? At times, yes. At times, no. Casemiro can end up losing the ball if he gets pressed hard. We've seen this last season. On top of that, he's missed a good few games last season. Good few. Obviously, through suspension. Fingers crossed that doesn't happen next season. So he won't miss that many games. Another thing as well, when he does miss a game, he needs a run of games to start catching that form again. So we do need an understudy. We do need the next generation number 6. And I think it's not the right time to be thinking about these things because of the ownership. Once we have the likes of Sheikh Jassim come in, we can then look at, you know, who's going to be our next generation 6? Who's going to be... Because don't forget, we have Kubi Mayo in there as well, in the academy. He's a good, really good player. Ten Hag is developing him. Ten Hag has sent some of the players on loan, sent some of the players away, sold some academy players. Kubi Mayo still here. Could Kubi Mayo be that player? He plays the 6 or 8 in academy. He could be. We'll have to wait and see. But great point, though, Darren. Great point. Thank you very much, Mario, with the super chat as well. Says, I won't be happy with incomings only. We must have a complete different summer when it comes to outgoings. That's what's going to make this a good summer. Mario, I honestly couldn't agree with you anymore. I'll be straight up and honest. Look, people get so carried away with incomings. Oh my God, we've had a fantastic transfer window. Look at who we've signed. That's great. But to add, you must subtract. And we must subtract Anthony Martial and Harry Maguire out of our squad. We must subtract Eric Bailly. We must subtract, Weghorst, Sabitzer. A lot of players need to, Fred or McTominay, whichever one, or both. The more we subtract is the more we can upgrade and add. But we can't because we don't let go of players unless they go for free. And then we sat with no pot to piss in because we have no funds. This is a very, very good comment. Honestly, Mario, thank you very much for your contribution, because this is something that I constantly go on about, is we must let go of players whilst we can make money. There is money to be made from Maguire. There is money to be made from Martial. There is money to be made from Scott McTominay. And guess what? It might not be a lot of money. But right now, in the state that we're in, 5-10 million will go a long way to sign Rasmus Hojlund. Because count this, 55 million for Mason Mount, 40 million, 45, let's say 45 million for Andre Onana. That's 100 million gone. You have 20 million give or take left to sign Rasmus Hojlund, the striker that's linked with Manchester United. How are you going to make that deal happen when Rasmus Hojlund is valued around 40 to 50 million pounds? How? It's not possible. Not possible. Unless you find 30, 40, 50 million pounds worth of sales from somewhere, it's not possible. So it is important to balance it out. And I know I didn't mean 5 mil as in let Scott McTominay go for 5 mil, but what I meant is every penny counts when you're under the ownership of Glazers. It does. It does. Because imagine if Paul Pogba and Jesse Lingard went for money. I guarantee you we would not be in a situation right now because we would have had some more money in the bank. It's straight up and honest with you guys. Big up to Slow Sports News with the super chat. Says, Faz, loving that shirt. Sing it like this, dude. Oh, nah, what's my name? Oh, nah, what's my name? Thank you very much, Slow Sports News, for the compliments and also the contribution as well. That's the next player, Andre Onana. a fantastic goalkeeper. One thing I must address with Andre Onana, he's not the best when it comes to coming off his line to claim crosses. He's not. He's great with his feet. He's great, at saves. Going forward from an attacking perspective, he's great, but he's actually not the best when it comes to coming out of his line. One of the things that people criticize David De Gea for, I don't actually remember the stat from the top of my head, but I do remember that out of the percentile range, that there'll be goalkeeper geeks and nerds who know these stats off by heart. Unfortunately, I don't. But Andre Onana isn't the best when it comes to claiming crosses, something that he will have to develop. But guess what? It's okay because he does make it up elsewhere. And, I have been up and down with the David De Gea situation. I have. At one moment, I've said David De Gea, it's time to go. During the season, in another moment, I've said David De Gea can stay because he's made a physics-defying save. But I have to think about the future. I have to think how we can add, how we can improve. Like I keep saying, how do we go from third to second? And the way we do that is by having a new goalkeeper. It is. We need a new goalkeeper. And I tell you what, I hope Manchester United do not pay 43 million British pounds for Andre Onana. I hope Manchester United do a bit of clever business and do around 35 million, chuck some add-ons in there and make the deal happen. Because let's not forget, Inter Milan do need to make sales. They need money themselves. It was interesting how Manchester United played Chelsea's bluff and said to them, look, give us Mason Mount. This is the price. Take it, leave it. And if you don't, we're gonna go take Moises Caicedo out for dinner. It's up to you. It is down to you. And Chelsea said, no, 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 no. Don't go dinner with Moises Caicedo. Let's have dinner here. Let's make the deal happen. With a snap of a finger, deal done. So that was good. That was good. Even though it got me excited. Even though, Interest FC and blah, blah, blah FC, Concrete FC, I was a bit annoyed. I was like, okay, yeah, Caicedo, this is plan B is better than plan A and all that stuff. I put a tweet out there as well. But it's okay. I trust Ten Hag. Ten Hag's wanted him before. Loads of different managers wanted him out before, so it's okay. But with the keeper situation now, look, Andre Onana is going to be a desired keeper. I can't lie. If there are teams out there who's going to be shopping for a goalkeeper, they'll be looking at Andre Onana as an option. There's obviously Costas, there's the Reyes, and etc. But Andre Onana, right now, as it stands, especially after that Champions League final game, you saw. I love a keeper that can play in a big game. By the way, I do, because David De Gea, as much as I hate to say it, has cost us big games at times. He has, as much as he's won us games as well. I love a player, period, that turns up in a big game. Final, making saves, making passes. What a way that we need to play next season. And I'm very, very much excited, very, very much excited to see a keeper like that come into Old Trafford, come into the Theatre of Dreams, and take us to that next level. Do I think Andre Onana takes us to the next level? Unlike Mason Mount, who won't. I'm not convinced yet. I do think Andre Onana is that guy. I really do. Get your comments in. Let me know what you guys think. Is there a different keeper that you're thinking of? As much as I'm excited about the number 2, I'm a bit disappointed. Sorry, I should rephrase. As much as I'm excited about the number 2 signing, who is going to be our number 1 next season, I'm a bit disappointed and I'm a bit upset. Actually, I'm more than upset, by the way, about how the club are treating Tom Heaton and David De Gea. Even Dean Henderson. As much as Dean Henderson has said a lot of stuff about Manchester United, I'm going to excuse that. I'm going to forget about it. I am not happy how Manchester United have dealt with our goalkeepers. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. How? How dare you treat a player who spent such a long time at Manchester United like this? How? How? The poor man is frustrated. If you're going to let him go, let him go. Why are you dilly-dallying with him? You're going back and forth. You put a contract on the table. You made the man sign the document, and then you pulled the plug. Have some shame. Have some shame. Ladies and gentlemen, please, I'm always going to talk from a player's perspective. A lot of my family members are in professional football. are in professional sports. So I understand what they go through behind the scenes. These are human beings. David De Gea needs to go, all of this stuff, cool. All that's fine, and I agree with it. But it is not fair on David De Gea, David De Gea's family, David De Gea's friends, David De Gea's representative, for them to treat David De Gea like this after giving such a long time for the club. We want to be a club that can let a player go with class. We want to let a player go. You know what? Thank you very much for your services. I know there are some legends who didn't get that treatment, and I know that's upsetting. I know it's sad. Rio Ferdinand didn't get that. You know, Wayne Rooney didn't get that. But David De Gea, this is now. That was then. Woodward was a horrible human being, the way he ran Manchester United. Maybe outside of football, he's a great guy. But within football, Ed Woodward was horrible. But now, John Murta, Richard Arnold should not treat David De Gea like this. I'm very honest, and it hurts my heart because I want to see David De Gea go out of Manchester United with his smile, with his head held high, saying, look how long I spent in Manchester United. The last person in the Sir Alex Ferguson era. Thank you very much. See you later. Who's won great things with this club, who's done great things with this club. All the things will be forgotten. All the mistakes will be forgotten. But his accolades and his achievements will be there on the shelves. And you do not treat a person like that. You don't. I just had to get it out my chest. I really did. Couple of more super chats. Let me go through them quickly. Big up to Otto eBay for becoming the latest member of the United Stand. Thank you very much, and welcome to the members community. Big up to Games with Jack as well, who has become one of the latest members in the United Stand community. Welcome, welcome. Average Joe 001 says Glazers don't sell players because it will be at a loss, and that hits the metrics, which can cause the debt rules to be breached. Interesting. I actually don't know the finance side as well. You sound like you do, but also I can imagine, right, what you mean, because Average Joe, as per your comment, Manchester United used to sign players, used to put them on big contracts because of how it represented in the stock market. Ed Woodward, this is what he did. This is what the bankers did. And this is why Harry Maguire is hard to sell now. It is. Because I remember Ed Woodward and his posse used to put players on big contracts so they look like big assets in Manchester United. One of the reasons why Eric Bailly got a new contract, one of the reasons why Phil Jones got a new contract, one of the reasons why Martial got a new contract, all of these players got a new contract under Ed Woodward on ridiculous wages as well because of the asset representation in the stock market. Mate, it's sad. It's sad. Whoa, we've got Zain Miasi in the chat. You know what? Before I read Zain Miasi's chat, I need to cool myself down quickly. Because I haven't read his chat yet. But I do know whatever he's saying is going to make my head hot. Zain says, you missed out on Timber. Why didn't you go for him? He's the new Van Dijk. Our goalie is better than Onana. Mate. Okay, Zain. What happened when your chain got snatched by Chelsea last season? Because I'm sure you had a Mudryk chain, did you not? Oh, wait a second. Oh, wait a second. Did you not have a João Felix chain as well? What happened when your chains got snatched out of your hand by Sugar Daddy Todd Bowley? What happened, Zain? Where were you then? What happened, Zain, when you bottled the league? And you lot were wearing top of the league. We're top of the league. Oh, Arsenal, we're top. What happened? Please. The only thing you listen, the reason why you pop bottles is because you bottle your emotion. Bottle Job FC. That's what you lot are. And you're going for our targets. Our targets. Timber is our target. Where's your talent ID? Go find a different player. Why are you going for Timber? The one that Eric Ten Hag wanted. And also, Timber is an Eric Ten Hag player. Eric Ten Hag cooked him and made him into the player he is. So actually, thank us. Thank us for Urian Timber, because Urian Timber was molded into the player that he is because of Eric Ten Hag. So you owe us one. And please, Zain Miasi, you know, I have to remind you again. What happened to Partey when he went to party when Rashford done him and sent Ramsdale for chicken and chips with ketchup and mayonnaise? What happened? Where was your star boy then? Zayn, don't please. They call me Chef Fast for a reason because I really do like the heat in the kitchen. I can stand the heat. About he's the next Van Dyke, the same Van Dyke that Amad Diallo made him. Oh my god! Oh my god! I'm not even gonna remember what Amad Diallo did to Van Dyke in preseason. Do I need to remind you lot what Van Dyke got done by Amad Diallo in preseason? Mate, please, Zane. God bless you. God love you, and good luck next season. Urian Timber, good luck with him. See what happens. But like I say, you always won because that is a Eric Ten Hag player. Moving on. Moving on. Quickly with the next super chats. Dean says, Faz, you must be a lucky charm. Thank you very much. I might be. I might be the lucky charm. Next time I'm in the forum, hopefully on next week, if I'm on it, we might have Here We Go on Onana. It might be the case. And then the next time I'm doing a live on the United stand, we might have a Here We Go with Sheikh Jassim. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Imagine that day. Imagine that day. The scenes. Tears in my eyes for real, Bethany. Tears in my eyes for real. Uh, Slow Sports News says, I would take Martinez from Aston Villa. Yeah, Martinez is a good keeper as well, of course. He's a good keeper. Um, Pat says, we need to wake up and get Lavia quick. We can't sell Maguire. He's listed as 80 million asset. We need Gonçalo Ramos. He will win us the league. And then the next is, I don't know. Couple of things, Paddy. Lavia, do agree with him. Fantastic player. Fantastic player. And you know what? Gonçalo Ramos, I agree with you even more. What a specimen of nature that player is. At his age, his size, his physical build, the way, he links up with his wingers, the way he finds pockets of space inside the box to try and find the net. Mate, this guy's potential is endless. And Gonçalo Ramos, remember that name. I'm telling you now, in 2 seasons or even a season or 2 time, remember that name, Gonçalo Ramos, mate. The guy absolutely peppered in international duty. And yes, some players do that in international duty, but he's a proper baller. Let me see. But Paddy, another thing as well, these players, Lavia, Gonçalo Ramos, João Felix, all of these Camavingas, Valverde's, all of these players will be achievable once we have new owners. And also, by the way, once we have some more footballing people running the club above Eric Ten Hag, helping Eric Ten Hag, proper recruitment, proper scouting department, people who listen to the scouts, people who want to take a bit of risk and sign the next Caicedos for 5 million, sign the next Alvaro Fernandez for 10 million, sign the next Haaland for 20, 30 million. That's what we need. We need some risk. And to take risk, you need cash. And to need cash, you need Sheikh Jassim. That's it. Michael Cunningham says, Onana's distribution is incredible. It is. It is incredible. But having watched him a bit this year, when he makes saves, he tends to tip the ball back into the danger zone. He needs to work on palming it to safety. That's one of the things, am I worried about his crosses, claiming his crosses? Yes. Because that's something we've picked on David De Gea all season, 2 seasons ago. We have. Is he going to need to improve it? Yes. Can he? Yes. It's just my thing is when I do end up seeing him make a mistake, where will my head be at? That's just my thing. Am I going to be, at 27 years old, is Andre Onana going to be improving levels? Maybe. Who am I to say no? Maybe. He is a very good goalkeeper. But then again, look, if we are defending our set piece as well, if we're defending crosses well, we should be better off. The keeper shouldn't actually have to do much of work in terms of defensively if your defense is doing a good job. That's what a good defense is there for. That's why Harry Maguire doesn't play, because he will cause us goals. He will cause us problems. He might even end up headbutting Onana whilst the cross is coming in. I just hope that Ten Hag can work with him and the goalkeeping coaches can work with him and improve that side. But like I say, you take the good with the bad. Andre Onana, for the price he is, by the way, 43 million British pounds, I want to say very quietly, it is a bargain because keepers are very expensive of that caliber, especially ones that can play with their feet. And the type of football we want to play, he could easily become a 60, 70 million pound keeper. At 27 years old, 43 million British pounds, make that deal happen with 38 million pounds, 37 million pounds, chuck some add-ons in there, make him a Manchester United player, and see what happens from then on. Going forward, if we're more lethal, collecting goals wouldn't be the big issue. Man City get concede goals. They concede at one point, they were conceding more goals than they did the season before. But they have a good goalkeeper that can play with his feet. They have a good goalkeeper who likes to come out of his line. So it's okay. You take the good with the bad. Man City scored 6 against us in Etihad, but we scored 3 against them. So it's one of those. And they had a very good goalkeeper in between the sticks. So Onana comes in, and maybe Onana doesn't get golden glove regularly. Maybe Onana doesn't make loads of clean sheets, but then we score more goals and we win games. It's one of those, right? You take the good with the bad. Thank you very much, Ben, with your contribution as well. I don't know if you had a chat in there, but it just shows me as a contribution. Thank you. Sachin says, "Love your content, mate. Your voice is getting faded. Is it getting faded? Is my voice okay, guys? I hope my voice is okay. It should be okay, anyways. It should be okay. Uh, my mic is failing. Hold on. Let me check. Mic check one. Mic check two. It should be okay. Yeah, it's faded. Hello. It should be good. It should be good. Anyways, continuing on. Continuing on. Uh, Fazi, where do you think Mount will play? Home? Yeah, will play home and away. Um, yeah, yeah, it's good. It's good. It's good. Um, this is a good question. Where do I think Mount will play? I think Mount will actually replace Ericsson. This is something I'm going to quickly touch on as well. Look, Christian Eriksen is a really good player, right? He's a really good player. Great passing, decent at set pieces, nice at long distance range shooting. But Christian Eriksen, with the heaviest of heart, I must say, he's not got that intensity that required in high level Premier League. He doesn't. Not right now, anyways. I don't know if it's a us thing or if it's a him thing. It's one of those. You say, it's not you, it's me. When you're doing a breakup and you have to take the blame, even though it's not your blame. It's one of those. It's not you, it's me. The type of football we want to play, we need players who can run up and down, up and down, up and down. In defensive transition, we need a player that can run back as quick as possible and chase a player back and make a tackle. That's what Bruno Fernandes does so well. He runs up and down that pitch, side to side, all the time. The thing with Mason Mount will happen is Mason Mount will be able to take some of that load off Bruno Fernandes. Unnecessary running that Bruno has to do, Mason can cover that. He won't. Bruno won't. So what Bruno can do is, save his energy for the more critical moments when he does need to run. Because we do know Bruno's really good in the number 10. And also he's really good inside the box. And also Bruno has a good long shot. It's just last season he wasn't there. Mason as well has a really good long shot. And Mason, he's good at taking set pieces. And on top of that, he's younger. He can run more. More fit, a fitter player. It's a win-win. I think that's going to be the case where Ericsson is gonna be on the bench. And also, don't forget, last season, did we or did we not have this conversation as a community, as a Manchester United fan base community, that Ericsson is playing so many games? That man was playing every single game. Bruno Fernandes, Christian Eriksen, and Casemiro, that three midfield was just getting overloaded. They were playing games that necessarily didn't need to play. We were risking Ericsson's injury. We were risking Casemiro's yellow card. We were risking Bruno Fernandes. Even against Brighton, he had a little limp, and then he started icing his leg. It's important now to have the likes of Ericsson to be on the bench and come off the bench. Are you going to be upset if you have Christian Eriksen as a bench option? No, you're not. I'm not going to be upset. Not until the new owners come in as well. When the new owners come in, we can get an upgrade. We can get better players. Sure, cool. Until then, I don't think Mason Mount will be the bench player. I think it'll be Christian Eriksen. I think Mason Mount will start. Um, for the price we've paid as well. Obviously, Christian Eriksen was a free signing. Mason Mount, we've paid good amount of money for him. So the way Eric Ten Hag has gone about this transaction, it seems like it's his number one, player that he wanted. So yeah, I think he'll play the 8. Casemiro will play the 6. Bruno will play the 10. At times he might play double pivot. As much as I'm against it or I don't like it, but we'll see. But I do think Mason Mount will play the 8 and he will start for Manchester United. I would like to see Ericsson play some games where it's like cup run, where Mason can get a bit of rest. I would also like to see Bruno Fernandes get some rest during the season. Bruno Fernandes in the number 10 plays every game. On the right, every game. On the left, every game. This guy plays every single game. And it would be great to have Ericsson on the bench, and then Ericsson could come in and fill that role in the number 8. Mason can play the 10. Mason can play the 8, Ericsson can play the 10. It's just, mix and match it up. Just so Bruno Fernandes can have a bit of rest at times as well, because this man doesn't have any rest because there's not enough options on the bench. It's just about having more options. This is one of the things. Will Marcel Sabitzer end up staying in Manchester United? How much for? Considering the budget and considering how many players end up leaving by the end of the transfer window, would it be a good option to keep Marcel Sabitzer just for numbers' sake? Comment down below and let me know. Comment down below and let me know. I wouldn't mind if Marcel Sabitzer is there as just numbers. I wouldn't. Would you? Yes or no? Marcel Sabitzer, bench player? Yes or no? I just want some of my players to have some rest. If Casemiro, look, in certain games, if we had numbers, Casemiro wouldn't have been suspended. He wouldn't have got a particular yellow card. Ericsson wouldn't have had a particular challenge. It's one of those things. You have to be very, very careful throughout the season whilst you're playing 4 competitions. And Ten Hag has said this, right? That we want to play in every competition. Last season, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, we played every game that we could possibly play, just bar the couple games that were left in the Europa League. Other than that, we have played every single game. That alone, by the way, is a fantastic achievement. That is a fantastic achievement. As much as I would have loved to win Europa, as much as yes, FA Cup final was painful, it was a fantastic achievement. That is the levels that we want to be at. And to play that level of football, Eric Ten Hag needs players. So I would not be against keeping Marcel Sabitzer. I would not be against keeping Ericsson on the bench. That's good bench options. Better than what we have now. Better than what we have now. Unfortunately, I do apologize, guys. I can't make a poll. I'd love to. But yeah, we do need numbers. Whether you like it or not, we do need numbers. Would you be happy of seeing Brandon Williams in the bench, with all due respect? Not really, would you? Not really. Um, Irvin with the super chat says, Fuzzy, where do you think Mount will... no, I've read that one. Sorry. Harry Maguire... Hold on a minute. Am I seeing right? Harry Maguire is in the chat. Harry Maguire says, no, keep me. I can be the best centre back in the world. Harry, mate, forgive me. You know what? Forgive me. I am asking for forgiveness. Please. I'm sure. You know what, Harry? I'm sure you can become the best centre back in the world. I believe in you. I believe in you. But maybe you can become the best centre back in the world in Italy. Italy's good. They have nice pasta. They have nice pizza, spaghetti bolognese. You don't want to be in England. You want to be in the sun. Italian football, mate. Go and become the Harry Maldini that you want to become over there. And I'm sure you can do that. Please, I'm sure. No, just, I don't think, like I say, when during a breakup, it's not you, it's me. It's not you, it's me. It's not your fault, Harry. It's not your fault. I apologize to you. It's my fault. It's our fault as Manchester United that we cannot facilitate you. It's our fault that we partner you with centre backs that are not good enough. It's our fault that we don't have a ball playing goalkeeper. It's our fault that we don't have a striker. It's our fault that we got Ten Hag. Everything is our fault. But you, Mr. Harry Maguire, of course, nothing is your fault. Of course, you're the best captain, best centre back for England. I mean, Mr. Gareth, he loves you, doesn't he? Of course, he loves you for a reason. There's a reason why Gareth Southgate the Great, Gareth the Great Southgate loves you. There's a reason why. Whereas Manchester United, we're just a bunch of dossers, aren't we? We don't know what we're doing. We don't know. And we apologize on behalf of Manchester United. We apologize, Harry Maguire. We apologize. Good luck to you, mate. Good luck to you. Brendan says, should United go in low for Calvin Phillips? I think Calvin is K. Selvin Phillips. I don't know who that is, but no, no, I don't think so. I don't think so. I think there's other midfielders and other defensive midfielders out there that we can get, And like I say, it all depends on this ownership. Once the ownership situation changes, things will change. Things will get better. We won't be looking at Calvin Phillips. We'll be looking at different high caliber CDMs, the next generation CDMs in the world. What's to say Frankie De Jong doesn't come to Manchester United if Sheikh Jassim comes in? What's to say Mbappe doesn't come in? We won't we won't have to go down to those levels. Harry, mate, Harry, what do you want from me? I'm just trying to do a stream. There's about 20 minutes left on the stream. Harry says, you hate me, or do you hate me? Fine, I'm going to City. Revenge. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. Harry Maguire, if you get into Manchester City's If Harry Maguire gets into Manchester City squad, I will get a Harry Maguire tattoo. Look, this is to you, Mr. Harry Maguire. If you can get into Pep Guardiola's treble winning squad, starting 11, if you get in there, I will get a Harry Maguire tattoo. Live. This is live. This is live. Mark says the same Harry. Oh, really? I didn't know. Kanan says, do you think it's going to be a case of getting a backup six in January if we have Qatar? I know that's not ideal, but I'd deal with that if worst case. We do need a six. We do. We need a six. We need a centre back. We need a striker. In what order you pick and choose, but for me particularly, we definitely need a striker. We need a six, and then we need a centre back. In that order: striker, CDM, centre back. Can Casemiro play every game? I believe so. He can, but there's the concern of suspension. There's the concern of missing games. I think he's gotten used to this league. He understands this league a bit better, but he's always one challenge away. Look, I remember when Xhaka was getting red cards left, right, and centre, and Arsenal fans were annoyed. But then Xhaka did bring it in, and he ended up becoming a better player for them. Casemiro could be the same case. Obviously, Casemiro's levels above Xhaka. It's just the amount of games we will play is a concern in terms of the players that we have. I just don't think another player could do a job as close to level of Casemiro, the players that we have now. It's always going to be Scott McTominay and Casemiro, or Fred and Casemiro, or Casemiro alone. It's like to get him replaced is a big ask as it is, right? It's almost near impossible task. But we do need to find a player who can play in that position. Caicedo would be a fantastic one because Caicedo can play the six, right? He can play the eight as well. That would be a fantastic option. But again, money's tight. You mentioned that get someone on loan on January. I don't know. Nobody really likes loan options unless that's a player from somewhere where the club doesn't want him, or the club is struggling to give them minutes. And if the club is struggling to give them minutes, will they become Manchester United quality? Let's be honest. Well, Vegas and Sabitzer, we only got them because we were desperate. And Chelsea had the money to pay for João Felix, so they could do that loan. If we have the money for some of these loan options, I'm sure we can go and get a loan player. But it's one of those things. Will the takeover be done? And if it's done, hopefully, by the way, by January. If it's not done by then, I'll lose all my hair. But if takeover's done, we could get a loan, pay the loan fee, and then look forward to next summer. So you do make a good point. because number 6 is important. But that's in January. I'll be very honest. Let's get past June. Let's get past July. A striker is so important. Am I overly filled with joy over Rasmus Højlund? He needs to come and prove himself. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I can't fake my excitement. I can't fake my joy saying, "Oh my God, Rasmus Højlund is gonna become that player. Yay!" I can't. Because if we had the money, let's be very deadly honest. If we had the money like some of these big clubs, we would not be in for Rasmus Højlund. We would be in for the Vlahovic, the Ramos, the Kane, the Osimhens. This is just straight up and honest. Our money is short, so we are going for the option that is available, which is Rasmus Højlund. And I again hope that deal gets done, and I hope he ends up becoming a fantastic player and doubles his valuation in the years to come. Once and if he signs for Manchester United. I mean, Mark keeps saying this deal is hotter than the sun. He's having conversations with Højlund in DMs. We'll see. It looks like it's the deal to happen. Ireland has had a couple of quotes come out as well about him wanting a move. It all looks positive. It's just time is of the essence. DJ what Yentonian says, evening Pastor Faz. I'm no pastor. I am no pastor. Thank you. Maguire needs his P45. Mate P60. Not even P40, P60. Termination of employment from everywhere. Like I say, Harry Maguire can become a fantastic player in Italy. I really do think so. I really do. Axel Allen says, keep Donny for midfield depth. This is a very good question. Keep Donny for midfield depth. Look, I'll say it and I'll say it straight about Donny van der Beek. What the hell is a pigeon doing? Get out of my shot. Pigeons. Anyways, Donny van der Beek, even when he was fit, Eric Ten Hag didn't use him as much. This is something you must, and also let me jog your memory a little bit quickly. Remember, Eric Ten Hag did a little post-match interview whilst whilst still on the pitch after the game. I don't know what game it exactly was, and he was asked about Donny van der Beek, and he said Donny has to prove himself when he gets an opportunity. It's as simple. Just like any player, you have to prove yourself. At Donny van der Beek, just as Ten Hag started to give him some minutes, the injury came. I really do think Donny van der Beek's time at Manchester United is done because who knows Donny van der Beek better than Eric Ten Hag? Nobody. That's Eric Ten Hag's player. Eric Ten Hag was the one that let him go. Eric Ten Hag is the one that brought him into this footballing world. So nurtured him and made him into the player. So Eric Ten Hag would know. People have this sentimental attachment to Donny van der Beek, which is I don't know why, but okay, cool. But listen, if it's time to go, it's time to go. Over to, like someone said, over to Erik ten Hag, make the call. Thank you very much. See you later. Go back to Ajax or go to somewhere else. Enjoy your career there. Good luck. We don't have to hold on to every single player, ladies and gentlemen. We don't. We can get rid of players. Man City got rid of Cancelo, a fantastic player, a world-class player. Man City, with a click of a finger, gone. No problem. No sentiment. So, you know, same thing with Donny van der Beek. Love him, great guy. Very, very unfortunate. I remember the day like it was yesterday when Donny got injured, and I was sat literally 5 steps away from him. He was literally there, and I was here. I was sat pitch side, and I could just feel the emotion from Donny's face. I could just feel it. He was so upset from that injury, and you could tell. One of my closest friends came back from injury, got injured again, and he's upset. And I know what these players go through. And maybe if Donny can come back and have a burst of ability, and Tenak sees something and says, "Whoa, this is a new Donny van der Beek." Because don't forget, Luke Shaw's come back from a bad injury. Players do come back from bad injuries and still play well. Still play well. Donny van der Beek's injury could have lit a fire in him that makes him think, you know what? I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving. playing, and I'm gonna prove myself in this Manchester United squad. And maybe he does. We'll just have to wait and see. But for me, I think it's better to let him go. But if it works out well, then I'm all for it. Uh, Big up to Risik, who's become the latest member on the United Stand community. Welcome. Hope you're well. Thank you very much for joining. Uh, Brad, I think you tried it, but you failed. Failed miserably. Thank you very much for the contribution, though, Brad. Joseph says, get Ryan, 19 years old, pure talent. Not heard of him. Not heard of him. Lou Lubabalo. Well, that's an interesting name. Thank you very much for joining the United Stand community, Lubabalo. Lube, Lube Balo. Luba Balo. That's a very interesting name. Welcome to the United Stand community. Welcome. Welcome. Thank you very much for becoming a member. Danny says Sagari is our answer. No one is looking at him for now, and he would be cheap. There are a lot of cheap players that we could be looking at right now that we aren't, and because let's be real, we just don't have the money. We need Mason Mount. Obviously, he's coming 60 million. Andrew Onana 45, 40 million. A striker, money's gone. So there's no point crying over things you can't have. So I'm sorry, you do not have the facilities and you do not have the wallet to be going on this many dates. Okay? You don't. I'm sorry. You can only go on 3 dates. You don't have the money for 5, 6, 7, 8 dates. So stop crying. Get Mason Mount, Onana, and get Rasmus Hojlund. Thank you very much. And if we can sell some players, maybe get another player if we can fit it in somehow. Uh, Thoughts on Edson Alvarez as our new possible CDM? No thoughts. Again, no thoughts because I'm not gonna delve into all of these signings and all of these players unless we have concrete money there for the players. Because I'll just be sat here dreamland with you guys all day long because I'd love to go back and forth saying, "Oh my God, that's such a great player. Yeah, he would be this, he would be that," but we just don't have the money. What's the point of entertaining it? We literally don't have the money. If we were Sheikh Jassim, we have 500 million transfer window, mate, I'd be throwing names left, right, and center. It's one of those. Would you take Zakaria as a backup CDM on loan? I'd take anyone on loan as a backup CDM. But yeah, that's a good shout. I'd take anyone on loan because at the end of the day, a loan player, it's one of those loan players can come in and they almost feel like they have to prove a point to their club or to the fans and to football in general and for themselves. They come in, they do well, they leave. And it's okay. And if they do exceptionally well and they fit enough, they fit into the squad somehow, then we can keep them. Or else, I do like a lone player. I actually do like Marcel Sabitzer. At the start, I liked Weghorst, but unfortunately, as time went on, Weghorst didn't live up to my expectation. And it was thank you very much for your services. But I do actually like Marcel Sabitzer. I don't actually mind Marcel Sabitzer. I think he's a good player. He's an okay player. Uh, Harry Maguire, mate, must be payday for you because, well, it must be because we can't sell you because of your wages. So you're here giving us super chats. But thank you very much for the super chats, Harry. I do appreciate you. But Mr. Maguire's back in and he says, "You can't sell me because I'm worth at least 120 million." Oh my goodness. You you can't sell me because I'm worth at least 120 million. You must be worth 120 million Bangladeshi money because you ain't worth 120 million pounds. You must be worth 120 million taka. That's the currency in Bangladesh. That's what you might be worth. 120 million taka is like 50 grand pounds. What is it? 100 grand? I don't know. But you ain't worth 120 million pounds, Harry. I don't know who told you that. I'm sorry, Harry. I'm sorry. Uh, what's that currency where it's so much, right? The inflation is so much that they don't count the money anymore. They have to weigh the money. What currency is that? Pesos? I don't know. I don't know. What currency is it where they don't count the money anymore? They weigh it because of inflation. That's what you are, Harry Maguire. You might be worth 120 bricks, you know, 120 stacks of that money, but you ain't worth 120 British million pounds. Risik says, Faz, your thoughts on Maguire 40? Ooh, I like this. I always like these. prices. Your thoughts on Harry Maguire 40, Donny van de Beek 20, Fred 30, Sancho 45, Martial 20, Telles 10, Bailly 5. Your thoughts on Skriniar and Dika? We can buy Hojlund 45, Kudus 20, plus free striker who's experienced. Player. There's a lot of numbers, mate. You've told me a lot of numbers. 45 plus 40 plus 20 plus 30 plus 20 plus 10 plus 5. You really think we will make 170 million? Have I done this right, by the way? Because I'm a bit of a silly. 40 plus 20 plus 30 plus 45 plus 20 plus 10 plus 5. You really think we can get 170 million from Maguire, Donny, Fred, Sancho, Martial, Telles, Bailly? Interesting. Very, very interesting. Uh, People are saying do not sell Sancho. Okay, I'm gonna retract Sancho. So we have 125. So no Jadon Sancho. Marshall is not going for 20 million. He's going for 10. So I'm gonna subtract 10 million. Eric Bailly 5. Okay, Tellis is not going for 10 million. He's going for 5 million. So I'm gonna minus 5. Maguire, Donny 20, Fred 110 million we have so far. Skriniar and Dika, we can buy Hojlund 45, Kudas 20, plus one free striker who's experienced. Which free striker, by the way? Because if you're hinting to Mark Weghorst, I'm sure I'll be. Well, Hojlund is 50 million, 45, let's just say. That's 65 million left. Kudos 20, mate. I don't know about 20 million for Kudos, plus one free striker. Yeah, but it all depends on those outgoings. Look, you are right, and the thing is, if you're letting go of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players, right? Okay, Maguire, who's in our squad, Fred, who's in our squad, Martial, who's in our squad. So 3 players who's in our squad straight up. You're letting go of 3 players, and you're bringing in Hojlund and Kudus. You need another player. It has to be a like for like. You let go of one player, you bring in one player. So yeah, and Kudus is more than 20 million, way more than 20 million. Kudus is not Kudus is not 20 million pounds. And especially when Manchester United raided Ajax to the point when they wanted every player. I do like Kudus though, a lot. I fancy Kudus a lot. What a player he is. That boy is special. That Ghanaian international, he's such a player. And in World Cup, he should have got more opportunity. They should have played him more. They should have put more responsibilities on him. But it's one of those. It is what it is. In the future, we'll see. But Kudus is a fantastic player. No way is he 20 million. I don't think anyone in the right mind will sell him for 20 million. Massacre says, who do we get for DM? Been linked with Jao Neves. Sent Harry to empty grounds. Who do we get for TM? Let's get this goalkeeper situation sorted out, and then let's see what we have left. Because I actually feel once we get this goalkeeper situation sorted out, we'll actually be starting negotiating in terms of outgoings. I really do think so. Because then the money's low. We will need outgoings to be bringing in more incomings. Once this Andre Onana deal is here, we go. We really will see Man United ramp up outgoings because they will need to get that Rasmus Hojlund deal. Once that Rasmus Hojlund deal is also secured, we can then say, right, DM, who's left on the market? Gravenberg, are you available? Who's available? Valverde, sorry, not Valverde. Camavingas is obviously not for sale. Someone said Edson Alvarez. Someone says João Neves. All of these players, we'll see. We'll see. But right now, there's priority transfers that we're heavily linked with that need to get signed first. Danny says add Henderson. So 65 is left, by the way. If we add Henderson for 20 million, we have 85 million left. So it's a good one, Danny. Thank you. Would Danny and Rishik, would you like a job on the board of Manchester United? Because you guys seem to talk more business than Murto and Arnold. Lubabalo says, was Mount ever on our plans prior to the request? Prior to what request? Well, Mount has been on our what do you call it, on our radar for a little while. He's been on our radar for a little while. This summer, anyways. This summer, anyways. So yeah. Look, I wanted to quickly touch on before I end the stream. Mason Mount's wages. Obviously, Mason Mount's coming in, meaning Fred is likely to go to Fulham as per Samuel Luckhurst. But I'm just I'm just wondering this wage that Mason Mount is going to get. I'm hearing, as per reported by Matt Law, right, part of Daily Telegraph, he reports saying Mason Mount is set to earn 250 big ones a week, potential bonuses 300 per week. Lord, Lord, Lord. 250 grand a week for Mason Mount. I feel dizzy. I do feel dizzy. I don't know. I don't know. I would have preferred 185 plus bonuses, making it 210, 220. But 250. Yes, he's an established player in terms of winning things. He has won major trophies. You can't, like I said, you cannot take that away from Mason Mount, right? You can't. But is it justifiable for a player like Mason Mount to be given 250 a week? Many a times I have sat here, I've been on, on shows and I've said, what has Anthony Martial done to get 250 a week with his injury record? What has Jadon Sancho do to receive 350 a week? On the other hand, if I look at Mason Mount, Champions League winner, Club World Cup winner. He's won the Super Cup as well. He's won some cups whilst in his under 19s, under 18s as well. He is somewhat established in terms of winning. But is 250 justified? Comment down below. Do you think £250,000 plus bonuses, making it 300,000? Do you think that is justified? I don't think so. There's arguments. Some people will say, look at other clubs who are paying their players the regions of 150, 100 as highest earners, 185 as highest earners. So in comparison, Manchester United, who's third in the Premier League with the revenue and the wage structure, 250 isn't crazy. But I do think it would have been better to put him on a 200 with bonuses, 220, 230 would have made sense. Chelsea obviously offered him 200 already. He didn't accept, he declined. He believes he deserves more. And fair enough to him, credit to him for his achievements and what he thinks he deserves. That's between him and his representative. But I think as a club, we wanted, I mean, where was that Ronaldo rule? Who remembers that report that came out of Eric Ten Hag setting this Ronaldo rule? What happened to that? I thought we were going to be setting a Ronaldo rule and going in a new wage structure. From 80 grand, Irvin says he was at 80 grand in Chelsea. Well, from 80 grand to now 250, he's done well, isn't he? I just don't think that's he's worthy enough for 250 a week. Maybe after some accomplishments, sure. A couple of more super chats I'll just run through quickly. Harry Maguire says, "You want the other Harry over me? What a joke." Sorry, Harry Maguire. Sorry, mate. Kenny says, "Give me Kane, please." Yes, give me Kane as well. Risik says, "Don't forget McTominay to add." Yep. It just shows you how many players we actually can be selling. It's a lot of players that you mentioned. Darren says, "We could loan Sims or Gravenberg from Bayern." I don't think Bayern Munich would loan Gravenberg. Danny says, no, we shouldn't even have gotten Mount in the first place. We have other priorities. He's a good player, but not a good start to our window. We do have priorities, and priority would have been striker, but we haven't done the striker deal yet. So you are right. You are right indeed. But with that, I will finish this stream. I'm like I say, not over the moon with Mason Mount signing, but I hope he works out well. Mixed emotions from people. Like Danny says, he's not happy about this. He would have liked us to have other priorities sorted, like the striker. Yes, we would have, but to get a striker would have blown our budget fully. Rasmus Hojlund is 50 million pounds. Mason Mount is 55 million. Why didn't we go and sign Rasmus Hojlund first? is my question. Why did we spend more time doing Mason Mount deal? Rasmus Hojlund in and out, 40 million, 5 million add on, make it whatever, whatever. Get the player in, striker position, number one priority, sorted, done. Go and get Mason Mount, sell some players, go and get Andre Onana, look into the next bit. That's how you would have done it. That's how we would have been cool. But it's just, yeah, I think we'll have to take it with a pinch of salt right now. We have to be happy. Mason Mount's come in. It's a player. It's a player before preseason as well. Holiday ends next week for the players. Testing for the players will start soon. So yeah, it is what it is. Uh, Scarfless says, you act like you're the manager. Calm down. Well, you do too, because we all have opinions, don't we? We all have opinions. That's what we're here for. Thank you very much for everybody for joining today. Make sure you like the video if you haven't already. Make sure to get your comment down below as well once this video is up on YouTube. Let us know what you thought of the show. Let us know what you think of the signing. Who do you think will be next? Will we sign a third player after Andre Onana deal is sorted? Obviously, the deal is now being ramped up to get sorted ASAP. Then will be Rasmus Hojlund. Could we then get a fourth player? Do you think we will be selling players as well? Let us know in the comments. Just quickly, one last super chat. Rasik says, Faz, I would be more than competent. Those idiot board members in recruitment and sales. Well, make sure you send a CV to Manchester United. Thank you very much, everyone, for staying with me. Have a good evening, and I'll catch you on the next show. Take care, everyone.